What is up, team Happy and Fit? Happy Tuesday. Thanks for making it on the call. I just really appreciate that you're here and giving us your time. I think that connecting to the team takes you back to your vision. I think when you connect to the team, it gives you a type of energy and belief. I think when you stay connected to this team, you give yourself more of a chance. I really believe that. Over the last 6 years, I've always committed to the team, no matter what. When I'm not feeling well, I've been messaging some coaches and mentoring some coaches this week, having some one-on-ones with some coaches, and things have been hard. Why? Life can be hard, right? And I got to talk with one of my dearest friends today, and we were just talking about the hard parts in this business, and the hard parts in this business are people. It's hard. People break your heart. And I was telling her, I was like, hey, I'm going to tell you a couple things. Like, some people like broke up with me. Like, they don't want me to mentor them anymore. Like, does that make you feel better about your situation? Because I'm right in here with you, girl. Right? Like, it hurts. It's hard. But we have a longer vision in this. And I'm just excited. And I just think connecting to the team helps you stay course, and it helps you get through the thick of it, right? All right. Enough of that. Thomas, thanks for joining us.
It's great to be here, Julianne. Thank you for having me, and welcome to 2020, guys. This is a whole new year, new you, everything. It's really exciting. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I got a little deck here that we can kind of share with all of us to kind of keep us talking along, so that way you guys can take notes if you see fit. All right. Okay, guys. So you guys can see my screen. Okay, cool. All right, so today we're going to be talking about marketing, just Instagram traction. So if you guys are familiar, last year I gave a presentation once a month with Julianne and her team, where we walk through how to build a website, how to grow your email, how to grow social media, and the analytics that went with that. This year we're trying things a little bit different. We're going to get a little bit more granular into some topics. And so one of these topics today is obviously Instagram. So what this all came about is some of the thoughts and views. Well, here, let me give you a little bit of view about me first. I'm an executive director at Cooley Charities. I run a nonprofit helping other nonprofits. What I do is help them understand their community engagement, their analytics, and so on and so on and so on. So needless to say, I love marketing, right? All right, so today's agenda, we're going to talk about Instagram. We're going to talk about savable, shareable content. This is all from the poll on the group. So thank you guys for participating, for those that did. We'll be doing more of those and more tips that come along that follow these talks. So feel free to participate that. Feel free to engage on there and leave your comments if you can't make them today. So we're going to talk about savable, shareable content. We're going to talk about starting conversations. We're going to talk about profile visits. Wrap it up with a quick overview and maybe some questions and answers, okay? All right, so the leader of the votes, it got the most votes for savable, shareable content, right? So what this means is, you make a post and somebody either saves it or shares it, they add it to their story, they send it to a friend. You can see these in your analytics. Now, if you've if you've updated your Instagram to a business profile, you'll be able to see the analytics. You'll be able to see some of these numbers that we're talking about here today. So if you haven't done that, I highly suggest it. You get a lot of great feedback of when your users are online. You get, what days of the week, how your followers have been going in the last 5 days, the amount of people you've reached with your post, and how many profile visits, emails, website clicks, any of those natures that we're talking about today. So if you don't see those on your Instagram, upgrade it to a business profile and you'll see these numbers that we're talking about. So when we're talking about these savable, shareable content, that's what we mean. We mean that a profile post that you've made that either gets sent, shared, or saved to somebody else's network, okay? So first things first is you'll see this a lot through other Instagram accounts. You're very familiar with all these. None of this stuff that I'm talking about today is going to be groundbreaking and earth-shattering. Maybe at the end, but not so much with what these points are here. So what I mean by tweets and other platforms, right? You'll see somebody take a post, they'll take a quote or something or whatever it might be and put it on their Twitter, right? And this is a great way for, easy, quick content to be shared. Okay, so you'll see it, you'll see their name, you'll see their account name, and whatever the content might be. And this is really great for to send to friends. People will, if it's a quote or if it's something like that, it's really helpful that people will use elsewise. Okay, and that kind of leads into the next one, memes, right? So these are very popular. Add a little bit of humor to your profile. Bring a little bit of fun to what you're doing. It might be, you see them, here down in Florida, it got below 60 degrees today. Everybody's freaking out. So you see the guy holding the sword, and he puts it down, and he's like, hey, be prepared for all the, cold memes that are coming and all the posts or whatever. You see these all the time. SpongeBob or whatever it might be, funny things that kind of go along with the industry. So, I see a lot of ones that are in your guys' world, with leg day, if you're working out and you see the giraffe that can barely walk, those are kind of funny, images that kind of go with us. Those are shareable. Those are funny. People will save those, and so on and so on. Okay. So again, nothing groundbreaking there, but it's important to remember, right? Quotes. These are fantastic. Yesterday was MLK Day. It's a great opportunity to take a quote, take something that is encouraging, is insightful, engaging, something that just brings, information or joy or anything, to the world. People love that, and they will share it. They will send it to their friends. They will save it. They might add it to a collection. When you're saving things, you can create collections for different things. I have one for home improvements. If I see a funny or a cool thing on Instagram that's about, a woodworking project, I save it to a collection. So, these are examples of how people save things to their Instagram when we're talking about savable content. Checklists are perfect, right? So if you're a busy mom, if you're, a busy professional, if you're, any of these items that, what is your daily checklist? Do I have my greens in the morning? Do I eat breakfast? Do I, get a workout in before 5? Do I read a book once a week? Do I, build my networking by going to a networking event once a month? Do I, whatever the checklist might be, do I reach out to 10 people to join my network? These kind of type things. These are all checklists that are very, very helpful. People will find that very valuable. Those are items that somebody might save. They might not do it right now, but they might save it to their content, and it just gets your Instagram more visible, using something like that. Okay. Instructions. Okay. This might be the most, obvious one, if it's a workout, if it's a recipe, if it's, how to meditate, how to, peace of mind, if it's, what kind of foods are you eating, any of these kind of type things. Instructions are very, very helpful and very valuable, and people will want to hold that for later use. So these items, the tweets, or promoting your other platform, whether it's Facebook or anything else like that, using memes, bringing a little bit of humor, bringing quotes, bringing things in that are helpful, adding checklists, instructions, all these things are very helpful to get your Instagram account more visible, and to have people save them and share them, and get a little bit more visibility out of it. Okay. All right. So the next most popular topic on the vote that we had on the forum, on the Facebook group, was starting conversations. And this is, I feel like this is something that's really relevant to what you guys are, what you're up against, right? So, the stories are really helpful when it comes to Instagram. Okay. They have this feature on there, ask a question. Perfect for starting the question, or starting the conversation. So it might be, what's your favorite meal to prep for the family when it's a late day, you're coming home from work? It might be, what's your favorite workout to do in under 30 minutes? What is your best money saving technique? What is your best, ask a question, ask something that is going to start a conversation that, they don't necessarily see where you're going with it. It might just be a generic question, but it allows a conversation to be started. And if you gear that question over a topic that might be relevant to what your Instagram profile is about and what your goal is, it can be really helpful into taking that next step, and to, now, well, tell me more about that. I'm eager to learn about how that saving money technique. So you take money and you put it in a jar for every time somebody asks you a question. That's really cool. what other techniques do you have? This is what I use. This is what I do, and so on and so on and so on. So, it's a really great way, again, to start a conversation with your audience by using your stories. Now, again, with stories, using a poll, okay? Now, this might be like a quiz. Well, I think that might be the next one, my bad. But a poll might be like, have you worked out today? Yes, no.
I did. Do you make your bed in the morning? Yes or no? Because I always make my bed in the morning.
Well, fantastic. How many people make their bed in the morning? Like, I do. Well, my wife does. Well, actually, that's a shared responsibility. We do it together. So I can't blame one on the other. But our bed is made more often than not in the morning, and it feels so good when you come home, right? And that is a great question. And that's a great way to start a conversation because, well, are you busy? Well, okay, it's fun items that you can put in there, but a poll asking a yes, no. You have the little rate thing on there, rate this, is this good? Is this bad? Is this fire? Is this not? Do you love it? Do you not? Those kind of type things, any type of engagement, those are really, really great opportunities to start a conversation. And Julianne, that's a great one, making your bed or not. Like, I'm curious. Create a quiz. This is fantastic. Again, using your story. You can do this on a poll, or you can do all of these items on a post as well. That doesn't just apply to your stories, right? You can have a post that asks a question. You can have a post that says, hey, a poll, and I'll get to that in a second. You can do one that is, create a quiz, tell me a little bit more about this, that. You're able to do a carousel in Instagram to where you have multiple images and stuff. So, again, these are just great items to start a conversation, okay? The comment below, the call to action, right? This is a great example of, here's a post, I'm working out, I'm climbing this mountain, or I'm preparing to climb this mountain, I'm training for it, or I'm taking care of this sick baby, all these items that are everyday, you might deal with everyday life. How do you do it? What are your tips? A lot of the ones that I saw over the new year were, give me something that you're proud of. Go ahead and brag, go ahead and comment below what it is that you've done that you should be happy about. And people, they comment on there. Like I commented on the one I saw where it was like, I started a nonprofit. Like, I'm freaking proud of that. I'm happy about that. And it just allows a way for somebody to start a conversation where, they're like, great job. It's fantastic. We're rooting for you. What's your best way to meditate? What time of day do you like to work out? Comment below. Again, basic items, but sometimes you need to be reminded that these are, great conversation starters and a great way to engage with your audience. Okay. All right. So the third item on this was profile visits. Okay. A lot of people want to know, how do I get people to come visit my profile, right? I already have my own audience that I communicate to. I'm sending stories to, I'm, posting to, and they're doing this, but how do I get new people? How do I get people to visit my profile that might not already follow me? Okay. So this is what this topic is leaning on, right? Hashtags, again, basic, we all know it, but do it, right? Use hashtags, use what's, you can research what these are. You can look online. There's services out there that help you tell what hashtags are trending. You can look out there and see, you can click on a hashtag as you're using it. You can go search for it before you use it. You can see, does it have 1 million posts? Does it have fewer than 100 posts? There's a difference between those. You want the ones that are, very, popular, that are going to be used. Busy moms, boss women, work out all day, these kind of type of things, like taking life further, these hashtags that are out there, those are great ways that people will find your profile and use. And I'll get to how to use it the other way, okay? But those are very helpful to get people to come see your profile. It'll get it featured in stories. It'll get it featured on the explore page where people can learn more, like that, okay? Leverage your stories, okay? So, when you're using your stories, maybe people follow you, but they don't come visit your profile. They haven't seen some of your posts. They follow 1,400, 1,500. They follow 5,000 people. It's ludicrous to think that they're going to see the post that you post recently, but using your story helps jockey your position up to a higher spot so that they're able to see who you are and what it is. And when you're using quizzes, when you're using conversation starters, when you're using polls, you're using questions, you're using, engagement, hey, new post, these kind of type of things, it will get people to come see this. Now, again, when you're looking at the stats and the analytics, you'll be able to see those stories and what, how many profile visits you're getting out of that. Okay. Now the next one, like, photos, and comments, right? This is engage, engage, engage. Now this is where I'm talking about when we're talking about hashtags and leveraging, what the beauty of how to use those on an aggressive, like on an attack, how to get out there and get new people to come to there. So this is a formula that I use, right? I take 15 minutes a day. And some of the clients that I work with, I'll take 15 minutes and I estimate about 1,000 photos, right? It's about 1 per second, it's 67 per minute, you're flying through. I might click a hashtag, right? So if a hashtag is, blogger babe, or, art for sale, or whatever the hashtag might be, right? Like, I click on that hashtag, I go to other people that have used that hashtag, and then I just like photos. And I spend about 15 minutes just going. After about a minute or two, I switch to a different one. I go to locations. I might go to a restaurant or, a concert venue that's in that area of the, the target audience that we're looking for. And I'll click on that location, and anybody that's posted anything recently in that location, and not the most popular one, the recent ones. And I go like. And it takes 15 minutes. You know what? I go in there, and if I see a photo that I really like, or something that's really relevant to what the demographic calls for, I'll like the comments, right? Now, Instagram is really harsh on liking comments. They don't want you to do that. The beauty of it is people will comment on a photo that their profile is private, right? So there's really no other way to engage with them unless you send them a direct message. So you're not able to like their photos, you're not able to do anything. So Instagram really, their algorithm watches you if you're liking comments, right? So if somebody's liking a comment, hey, we should collab, don't like that comment. If somebody says, hey, this is a beautiful dress and this is amazing, I love this, where did you get those earrings? Like that, right? Hey, this is a great workout, like, I'm really eager to learn more, like that. And we're talking about other people's profiles, right? You're going out there and you're liking these. Like 25 of them. As you're going through them, just spin it through them. You'll hit the limit, you'll know it, because Instagram will tell you, hey, you can't like any more of these. But just so you know, it's around 25 or so in that 15-minute span. Give it some time, it'll cool down. You can do it again later, and that's fine. Now, what this results is, if you do this 15 minutes a day, you'll get 50 to 100. I guarantee it. I guarantee at least 50. I guarantee it. At least 50 to 150 profile visits every day that you spend this 15 minutes in. That's 50 to 150 people that never knew you existed come visit your profile, right? You're going to get 5 to 10 new followers out of that. You're going to get profile likes. You're going to get photo likes. You're going to get comments. You're going to get results out of this, depending on how good you are at what hashtags you're targeting, what locations you're getting at, and doing this. But 15 minutes, that's it. Just get after 1,000 photos and you'll see this. So, so that's my little tip for how to get out there and, and get some Instagram traction. So, so I want to just go ahead and recap this, maybe with some questions and answers. But the next session is February 18th. We're going to do this again. The topic to be determined. Julianne and I will meet later this week, and we'll talk a little bit more about it and give some feedback from the group. My goal this year is to participate more, to make myself more available, and engage with you guys a little bit more on the Facebook group and pick your brains a little bit of what you guys are thinking that you guys want to talk about. So to recap this, Instagram traction, shareable, savable content. You're going to want to start conversations. You're going to want to get profile views or profile visits, that are going to lead to more followers, and so on and so on. So that kind of wraps that up, Julianne. What do you think?
So flipping good. So good. You guys, that formula is amazing. I can't remember if we talked about how many people you're willing to take on. So what Thomas TJ will do is that he produces a fee. It's really feasible to do this for you as well. So if you're like, okay, I was even telling him, I was like, T, like, if they handed you a script and you sent out the invites for people based on their niche and roles, he's like, oh, I would 100% do that. So that's something we're in the works, and that will launch in the 2020 collab. If that's something that you'd be like, oh my gosh, like that would save me so much time outsourcing, we're going to create that for the group as well. So excited about that. T, you're amazing. And we're going to take some best practices onto this right after this. It was so good. Thank you so much for those tips.
And guys, while you're sitting here and you're listening, well, actually, I don't want to say while you're doing this, because listen to Julianne, engage with the group, talk with this, but take 15 minutes. I'm telling you, it works every time. So like, just be consistent with it. All right, guys. Happy New Year, and I will talk to you next month. Okay.
Love you. All right, bye.
All right. Love you too. Adios.
Do you allow anyone to follow you, or do you have to approve them? So my account is public. I personally believe in a public accounts because you're going to be shared more, you're going to be seen more, and you're going to be found more. That's my philosophy. I know not everyone is comfortable with that, but I, even as a teacher, had a public account. And I just want shareable content, and I have people who find me, stumble across me just based on, are they like, I don't know, I feel like people want to see more about you than just one post. Like, what are you about, and do we click? And so that's just kind of how I feel about it. But as far as following private accounts, I don't think too much into it. If they are private, I do hit follow, but I just don't, if they approve it, if they don't, I don't know. I would rather follow someone who has a public account, to be honest. So if they have 100 followers and it's public, I would follow them in a heartbeat. I'm looking for public accounts mainly, and mine is public, and I want them to see what I'm about. All right, we are going to, well, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and break this down. That was so much gold. I have this open. I wanted to just bring this to your attention. So when my brother was talking about how to interact with people, how to find people, all these things. So I'm about to share some of my best practices with how I've grown my Instagram, how I get traction, and how I've been able to connect with so many people that are just like me or similar to me, is that I follow accounts that I'm interested in. So what kind of content are you saving on Instagram? I save a lot of quotes. But there's quotes from specific profiles, right? I save quotes from Jen Hatmaker. Her stories are amazing. I share or save Sarah Blakely's content. I think it's amazing. Here's an Enneagram account that I follow. So this is a simple best practice that I would do if I'm working my business. So this is what I do every day in my power hour. And it might be a power pocket, is that I make a list of at least 20 numbers, and I need to follow 20 new accounts, and or 30 or 40, but my minimum is 20 a day. And this is how I get people to follow me back. And then I also follow the formula of comment and like on posts. But this is how I quote unquote find 20 people in 15 minutes. I go to an account and I see who's commenting below. And I'm specifically looking for Enneagram 8s, but based on their, so here we go. Click this, it's a dude. I'm not gonna do that. I just would rather work with females. But anyway, this is how I do this. I just go and I look, I read what they're writing, and then so here's an example. This is not one, but here we go. And then what I would do is, she's a Christian, that's awesome. I don't know, it'd be cool if she was in California, that would be amazing. But then I would just click follow, if that makes sense. And so then what I would do is I would like 3 of her posts and comment something meaningful on her account, something meaningful along the lines of, oh my gosh, that looks amazing, how was that trip? Another thing that I've been going to is 29029. Why? This is the climb I'm doing in August. So I go to a post and I read the comments below. So here we go. My mind is minding me, wife to Mr. Perfect, mom to 3. All right, so I would just click follow. I'm not even thinking about it. She has a private account, not worried about it. My goal is to follow 20 new people, right? I'm gonna go here, author, great. She looks like, look at, she's into fitness. How cool is that? Then what I would do is I would click like, and I'm actually doing this from my computer, but I usually do this on my phone, if that makes sense. So let me see what I'm gonna just say, this is so badass, way to get it. There we go. And then I just leave a comment and then I move on, if that makes sense. So that's how I work and expand my network and connect with people to build meaningful relationships, to have people follow my stories and follow my content. Actually, since I've been finding a lot of people with 29029, I've been having people comment below on my 29. So this is a 29029 post, and someone just wrote, "Oh my gosh, I need to come back and connect with you." She actually found me on my website asking for more information about our team. She did 29029 and saw one of my posts on the hashtag. How rad is that? So then she went to my profile, and my brother taught us about websites last year. She clicked on my website and then filled out a form to get more information, and we've been chatting. Isn't that so rad? Does that happen every time? Nope. I follow way more people than people who are filling out stuff. So that's that section of it. I want to show you an example of a Beachbody profile. This is Amanda. We met at a leadership event for Beachbody. She's a Beachbody coach. I love her. She has purple hair. You can tell her favorite color is purple. But this is an example of a quote. But here's the deal. I love that it's purple. Why? Because her whole brand is purple. It's not just some weird color that doesn't fit into her brand, because her brand is her. So this is what my brother is talking about. Find a shareable quote. It has 320 likes, but if you click this right here, if I click this save button, I just saved her quote. I guarantee she has more saves than likes on this quote, and then I can share it to my stories. See? Right here. I can't do it on the computer. That is what my brother is talking about. Sharing a quote. But here's the deal. If you go look at my, first of all, does she look like a branded Beachbody coach? Not at all. Is she fit AF? Look at her. Look at this. This was her before. Can you tell she loves fitness? Can you tell she loves taking care of herself? Yes. She just invited to her coach webinar, which we're having one on Thursday, right? I love learning from other people and how they're sharing and posting about it. She has a transformation about every sixth picture. She has see how there's another transformation, a transformation here, a transformation here, fitness, quote. She's working out, she's living life. She's adventuring. She's for sure using a preset that brings out the purple, if that makes sense. That's how it gets the brightness. Here's another quote. It's purple. So that is what my brother's talking about. Another quote. Do you see how it's shareable? 518 likes. Here's the deal. She works hard on her Instagram. That doesn't just happen. She spends more than 15 minutes expanding her network and connecting with other people on Instagram, for sure. And so then she's been able to build a solid Instagram following. So another quote, very cool. But you can tell she's fitness. She does not brand Beachbody. And that is what I want to preach to everybody. We're not hashtagging Beachbody coach. You're just going to attract other Beachbody coaches. You want to attract your niche. And so what do I mean by that? Let me show you the hashtags that I follow. That is not what I wanted following. So here are my hashtags. This is my brand. These are the people I want to connect with. This is how I find other people that are like me. Stay in your lane, straight up, Green Bay, Packers, Boxer, owner, Get Loud, Lambo, Go Pack, Go. There's this really cool kids Jeep thing that has nothing to do with my brand. I just want to buy it someday, so I'm just like stalking it. It's really cool. Anyway, baby weaning, starting solids. Why? That is the phase and season we are in. So I want to connect with other moms who are in the same season as me. Wean what when, baby food, Packer fans, Cheesehead, Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. As we go, sleep training, child sleep, parenting problems, sleep training, baby food recipes, because we're making our own. What's your Everest? Rainbow Mama. Packers Nation. I have stuff about boxers, 29029. Fed is best. Packers Baby, Midwest Mom, Momming Ain't Easy. Oh my gosh, I followed, look how many hashtags. So in my newsfeed are all these hashtags popping up. First time mom, all those things. Anyway, that is who I connect with. That is who I friend request to. That is like how I expand my network, if that makes sense. Now, when my brother is talking about tweets, memes, quotes, checklists, adding polls in my stories, I'm sharing into our team. I'm sharing about the words we made. Oh, that's all that's showing up. It's fine. But I did a poll today on, here, I'm gonna hit stop share. I did a poll today. Do you make your bed? You could do, what do you struggle most with, fitness or nutrition? You could do a quiz, get to know you quiz. I love doing 3 truths and a lie, pick the lie. I love doing like, what is my love language? Pizza, ice cream, bakeries, carrots. This is not what I would put on that poll. That was the worst quiz I've ever taken in my life. But I would be like, I want people to get to know me. So when my brother is talking about, this is how you start conversations and this is how you build relationships. When I did the bed making thing, do you know how many people messaged me saying, actually, my husband makes it because I leave the house earlier? So then I could be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. What do you do? Right? You can do questions about your season and your phase. I really loved when he talked about sharing your checklists. What are your checklists for a strong morning routine? And you can put that in your stories. How? You can go to a tool like Canva. You guys, I'm all about free apps, not appetizers. I am about free appetizers, but I'm not talking about food right now. I'm talking about social media. That's a terrible joke. Okay, I think I have like dad jokes and it's just concerning. Okay, so I would go to Instagram story and I would look at all these templates I can make. And so what I would want to do is I would want to create more of a professional looking, I really like this yellow, it pops out, right? I would want to do some kind of professional looking. Okay, you guys are gonna be like, why do you have pictures of me on here like Brittany Burmeister, Kim Meyer? There's a Sherry, there's a reason you're in our Coach Sneak Peek webinar, so I don't just like stare at pictures of you all day long. That was so creepy. But for example, if I was Kim Meyer, I'd put this here, and then I would do checklists for losing weight, checklists for living my healthiest life. I don't know. And then I would just make it, I'd probably get rid of this and then actually have a checklist. Another app I really, really like that's from my computer is Unfold. And let me show you Unfold real fast. If you have not joined the Coach Collab, that you should do that. Hold on, it's right here. What the heck? Where's our Coach Collab, man? Okay, here it is. I want to show you what I did today. This is Unfold. By the way, this is what I'm sharing with people who want more information. So the people I'm inviting to the team, I'll be like, yay, I'm so excited. Here's the graphic. Here's what you need to know. I write their name down so I can track, right? And just be like, I can't wait to see you. That's what I've been sending people. Right here. This is Unfold. Can you even hear this? It's fine. You can go to the thing. What I did, I went to Instagram and I did the little blur out background this morning, and I just recorded myself inviting people to our sneak peek. You can go see my stories and see what I said. And then I saved those videos. I didn't post them to Instagram. I saved them. Then I went into the app Unfold and created this white background and I added text to it. So you can use Unfold for the checklist, quotes, things like that. And so this is how I'm inviting to the Coach Sneak Peek. And then at the end, I put a poll on, hey, I want more information. Send me the info. And then they click one, and then what I do is I send them a message and saying, hey, like, thank you so much for clicking that. Here's the graphic. I can't wait to see you on Thursday. It's going to be so much fun. Whew. Okay, I went through that so fast, but basically I was just going through what my brother is talking about. So if you want to grow your Instagram and grow your influence and grow connections, it's vital to connect and expand every single day. So that is what I do on my power hour, power pocket. I'm just like, okay, you guys, if I think the easiest thing in this business when working it is expanding your network. So for the last 6 years, I was like, my goal is to max out 5,000 friends on Facebook. Guess what the girl has done? I've maxed out my friends on Facebook. Why? I added 10 new friends a day, and I didn't get complicated with it. I went to the birthdays, clicked mutual friends, and added all mutual friends, 10 or more. I did not give a flying rip if someone messaged me going, how do I know you? Why? My vision was bigger than someone's hesitation. My vision was bigger than someone's annoyance. My vision has always been bigger than someone's limitation. And so, yes, I've had people messaging me, do I know you? Literally, I commented on someone's Instagram yesterday. It was the most beautiful picture 2 days ago. I made a story about this actually. Her and her dog were on top of a mountain. What am I about to do? I'm about to climb a mountain and I have a dog. Like, it was the most beautiful, glorious picture. And I commented, this is great. And she sent me a DM on Instagram and goes, my dog is dead. You need to unfollow me. And I didn't know. I did not know. But I was also like, oh, I'm not about to, you unfollow me. Like, block me. Like, why do I have got to be the one to unfollow you? No. Like, I didn't say anything. I just go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I did not know. Right? I felt so bad. But I was like, did I unfriend her? No. That has happened one time out of all of my invites, because I'm about to school you all. You all are like, I want to build dreams in this business, but then you're not inviting. It's funny. It's so funny. So I was like, what am I about to do? I'm about to invite like a freaking boss because I'm going to get my team to #1 this week. I was just sending them out. Do you want to know how many people said, yes, I would love more information? More than you think. And then the people who didn't want more information, they just go, hey, no, thank you. Or they didn't respond and the girl moved on. It was fine. I even invited a coach on our team. That was embarrassing. My face turned red and I was like, I am so embarrassed. And you know what Sarah Blakely has taught me? Live in the embarrassment. At least you're trying. Like, feel that feeling and keep on going, because at least if that's the worst that happens, at least you faced it. I was embarrassed. I invited a coach on our team. It's fine. I survived it. She was fine. Like, she's like, it's cool, right? It is what it is. My dreams are bigger. I'm about to school all you in my invites. Why? I'm not afraid. Why? My vision is so big and so grand. Because I walk the walk, I don't just talk the talk. I'm not trying, I'm training. I'm training for something great and grand. You guys, I'm accepting all abundance. I'm sharing this with you. I'm accepting all abundance. I cannot even tell you all the blessings that have happened in my life since accepting abundance. A good friend here in Silicon Valley just gifted Eric and I a $400 couples massage. $400. And I was just like, you are a treasure of a friend, not because of the gift, because of your thought. I made a post about it today. And the reason I'm telling you the number is because I was like, I want to be in a position one day to gift new parents that same gift. And then my why expanded and my heart expanded so much more when she gave me that gift. It's not the number amount. It's just the like free will out of being able to do that for someone else, that I was like, this is so much bigger than me, because that, like, that is epic to be able to do that. She's like, I just want you guys to get away and like, I'll watch Faye and I'll hang out with Wyatt and I just want you to go enjoy time together. Like, go on Valentine's Day or something. And I'm just like, what the heck? I'm accepting abundance, but my vision just grew so much bigger knowing I could do that for someone. Freaking incredible. I was just blown away by it. Anyway, this business just gives me flipping goosebumps. Why? We get to live fit and we get to help other people do the same. My mind has been expanded to all possibility. I've been able to break through barriers I once had, and I'm able to see so much more. There's hard parts in this business though. And I think the hard parts are the rejection and people who quit. I think the hard parts are the relationships and the people you invest in who don't love this as much as you. But the thing is you've got to love it more than anyone else. And I do. And I was telling my friend today, and we were just chatting, and I was like, she was just saying like, we're not going anywhere because we just love this. And I was like, exactly. Like, I've been in this just as long as you, and can you just see, like, we're not stopping. And we like linked arms virtually, and we're like, let's do this thing. Like, regardless of anyone else loves this, we've got to love it more. We've got to love it more. And I do, and I'm not going anywhere. And I freaking love our team. And it's just been amazing. I think that if you could just take action over your fear, your whole world would open to more choices and freedom in life. Like, it would just be the greatest thing. So what have I been doing? I've been sending messages to people following my stories. So I've been like, crap, I've got to expand my network. I've got to connect. I need people to come view my stories. If my stories are there, they're going to watch them, but I've got to go find people. So that is my biggest top priority, is expanding my network and genuinely connecting with people, because I know that they're going to come back and follow my stories. In fact, someone sent me a message today and she's like, hey, Julianne, I've been noticing your posts. They're really great. Can you tell me more about what you're doing? Girl, yes, I can. And like, let me just tell you what I'm doing. I freaking love what I'm doing. I said, hey, thank you so much for the message. I really appreciate that. Over the last 6 years, I've changed my life in many ways. I've been transforming. I love fitness, freedom, and friendship. I've been able to do that by starting my business and opening up through Beachbody. Have you heard of that before? I'm sure you have. I love it. I love the people. It's been a blast. Hey, on Thursday, we're having a sneak peek to our team. I would love for you to attend. Would it be okay if I sent you more details about that? I think you would love to check it out. She's the one who messaged me. I'm about to be straight up with her. I'm so excited about this sneak peek. I've been sending messages to people liking or following my story saying, hey, Happy New Year. How are you doing? I hope that you're having a phenomenal week. Thank you for watching my stories. So I'm validating that I see that they're watching me. And then I say, hey, I can't remember. I shared the invite in the team page, but it was something along the lines of like, hey, in 2020, I'm mentoring women in fitness, friendship and freedom, fitness, self-care, something like that. Would it be okay to send more information to you? And then the people who aren't like hateful, they're actually really kind, they go, yeah, I would love more information. So I've been switching it up depending on who the person is. So for example, if someone's like, yeah, I would love more information, be like, hey, and I did this in the beginning as a brand new coach. This is brilliant. I did this when I was a brand new coach. I said, hey, before I give you more details, I always said that. And we didn't have voice memo then, so I would just type it, but now I say it in voice memo. Hey, I'm so excited to share more details with you, but before I do that, can you just tell me a little bit about your journey? Like, are you on a fitness journey? How's your nutrition? Or what goals do you have for 2020? That's all I say. Why? Be more interested than interesting. I could share all these things about what I'm doing, but I'm not. Why? Because I want to, first of all, connect with this person and these people, but I also want to see if it's a good fit. I invited someone who said, hey, no, I'm already doing my own thing, but thank you. And I was like, hey, no problem. What are you doing? And way to go. I love that you're taking action on it. And she said, oh, I've been doing Herbalife for 6 years, like all this stuff. I was like, that's so great that you've been so committed. Like, we've just been talking. Does that make sense? Like, it's fine. She's doing something else. I'm glad she's committed, right? And so we just were, and it was fine. It was so fine. But that's what I've been doing. And now I've been talking about the sneak peek. Let's talk about the sneak peek. And then I'm going to look at the chat. I haven't looked at the chat yet. So the sneak peek, it's going to be a Zoom like this. By the way, you get team points for jumping on, 10 points. And then for every person you invite that gets on live, you get 20 points. By the way, I have 3 confirmed people that are getting on. Why? I'm doing the front-loaded work. I made a post about it. I'm making stories about it, right? Share about why you love the team. Why did you say yes to this? Talk about how your team is having a virtual sneak peek and you would love for people to check it out. Send individual messages to people that you've thought of that you would love to be on this team. Say, hey, I thought about you. On Thursday, my team is doing this. I would love for you to check this out. No pressure, but I would love to give you more details. They say, yeah, give me more details. Send them that graphic that I made and say, hey, all you need to know is on this graphic. Then write down their name so you can follow up with them and remind them on Thursday. So it's going to be a Zoom like this. I'm going to lead it, but let me show you exactly what it is. So it's going to be, I actually just went to Trina's one that she did and created one for us. I don't know why that little blue thing is there, so I'm going to fix this, but why you should join a coaching team. And I listed out 5 different reasons, and I took all your pictures and then added them on here. So I hope most of you are in these pictures. I can definitely add you if you want me to. I mean, give me grace too, because I don't know if I can add everyone, but hopefully you've made it on here in some capacity. And so who should join a coaching team? All ages, stages, and seasons, people who want to live fit and help others, people who want to connect to a positive community and work on self-care. And so I'm going to actually share specific stories of Danielle, Candace, Lauren, and Morgan Brill. I'm gonna share my story. Britt, you're on here. Kim, I put you on here. And then I have other pictures that I'm gonna share stories of how we've traveled. And anyway, so I'm just gonna talk about that. I love this picture, Lauren. It's so much fun, just showing so much adventure in here. But there's more. And I'm just gonna go through that slideshow. And then at the very end, I'm gonna share with how people can get started. So why am I doing this? When I first started as a coach, I heavily leaned on my mentors to get the right information to people. Why? I word vomited and I didn't know how to do it. And so what I'm wanting to do is to do it for you. But all you have to do is get people to that webinar. Does that make sense? That's all you have to do. You get them there. And that's what I did when I first started coaching, is that I used third-party tools such as a sneak peek or a video to get the information to people, because I just didn't know, it wasn't as easily of a flow for me. It was just awkward and weird, and I just didn't know how to quite do it. And so what I want to do is I want to help that flow for you. And again, I've been sending out messages to people following my stories. I've been posting about it. Anyone who likes and comments on your post, send them an invite. And honestly, the wording, would it be okay to send you more information? That is way better than like, let me know what you think, or like, tell me if, like, just ask if it would be okay, because more than likely they're going to say yes. And now that it's because of coaching, I'm not asking them about their goals. Does that make sense? I'm not saying, hey, before I give you more information, I'm not doing that part with the sneak peek. What I'm doing is I'm saying, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, this has been so awesome for me. I just love the friendships that I've made, and I'm excited for you to check it out. Here are the details in this graphic. Let me know if you need any help getting on, like figuring it out. And then write their name down and just follow up with them on Thursday, right? And then when they're there on Thursday, celebrate the heck out of them. Okay, what questions do you have for me? Actually, I'm going to ask that in the team page after this, the value that you found in this coaching. If you can apply what my brother taught you today, you'll have traction and growth on your Instagram. If you use the resources we're providing on Thursday, you'll have more conversion. If you just, first of all, learn how we're talking about it, then apply it. I'm going to record it as well on Thursday. I think it'll be more powerful for people to jump on live, right? But if they can't, it'll be recorded and you can send them the link. So I would encourage live. And then, like, I don't really say like, hey, if you can, I'll be like, hey, it starts at this time. People are telling me, can't wait. Like, I can't wait to make it. I don't know if they're going to show up or not. But if they don't, what am I going to follow up with? Hey, sister, here's the link. Like, I know life gets a little bit crazy. Would you be able to like watch this by Friday or something? Right? And then you send, or maybe Saturday. Okay. Yes, Sherry, like that is what I think about, is like, how can I move my business forward? A lot of times people are scrolling. Does anyone else get in the habit of that? It is just so not okay. And I am there with you where I'm like, how is this contributing to my life? How is this growing my business? How is this helping me in any way? I have to have those gut checks with myself. So Sherry, what I like to do is I like to number things and be like, 20 people, and I get so focused. I even set a timer sometimes. I feel like I'm racing against the clock. And as a new mom, I feel like I'm constantly racing against the clock. So honestly, having a timer is really helpful for me, because it's like you have all the plans in the world that your child's gonna nap and then they don't. And then you're like, crap, right? And so I'm just, Lauren, I see you smiling. Yes, it's just like, how do you do it, right? We've got to be so efficient with our time. Are you all excited? This is the thing. When I invite, I change my physiology. I turn on pump bump music, and I'm just like, I like force myself into excitement with inviting. Why? I can get weird about it in my head sometimes. I can get nervous about it sometimes. I just want you to know that. I do feel that way of like, oh my gosh, sometimes when people start responding, I get nervous to check it. Why? I'm assuming they're about to say no. Does anyone else feel that way? I feel that way, and I'm like, it doesn't matter whether they say yes or no, because this has changed my life too much. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no, because I'm not going to stop here. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no, because I'm not trying. I'm not trying and testing this out. Because you want to know something, this formula works when you do it consistently. I'm not trying. I'm training. So I'm going to just keep doing it regardless. And then that's when you see the change and transformation in your business, right? And then in everything, in your paycheck and everything, and being able to link arms with different people. Do you unfollow the people who don't end up following you back? Honestly, I can't even tell you yes and no. I'm not so worried about it. I'm not so worried about it. Why? Because if I end up still, I don't have a perfect formula. I'm just going. But the thing is if they don't follow me back, I think scrolling Instagram is fine because you're choosing who you're following. I think Facebook is a little bit weird because it's like friends from growing up, friends from school, family. Like it's just like this whole weird like cluster. But I feel like Instagram is very niche based, like you're following specific people. So if I find someone in my newsfeed where I'm like, ooh, like I'm not about complaining and yelling at people, and if I see that in my feed or like just like complaining about things, I unfollow that, and then or block if it's really weird. But then what's cool is if I am following someone who's not following you back, if I continue to just comment on their stuff, guess what ends up happening is that eventually they come follow me back. That's what I've noticed for people who haven't followed me back yet, is that I'll still continue to add value, if that makes sense. I have a woman who had a baby the same time I did, and she was interested in learning more about what I do to earn extra income. Sherry, I would invite her to the sneak peek. I'm going to talk about it there. But I think more than anything, everyone's number one reason cannot be income in this. I just feel that way. Like the number one goal in this needs to be self-care, transformation, but then linking arms with other positive people. Like that has to be a part of the formula. I think it is fitness, freedom, and friendship. And so with her, yes, she wants to make extra. How many of you want to make extra income? All of us. Like that would be, yeah, all of us do for sure. And I love that we've been able to build business in this. I get massively excited when coaches make money in this. Like it's the comp plan is my favorite thing in this. But our main reason why it's delay result, we're not always going to see that in the beginning. Why? This is an interesting compensation plan. It's one that compounds over time. It's not immediate. And we're in an immediate world. We have access to things at our fingertips. People are massively not patient. And I think the one characteristic that a coach needs besides being resourceful is patience. There are so many coaches, if they could just add the characteristic of patience. When I first started, I wrote down slow and steady wins the race. Quitting is not an option. I'm sticking this out. because I knew it would take time and I had to find other forms of payment. Those other forms of payment was me losing 35 pounds, falling in love with fitness, making friends, traveling to Summit, right? The thing is, it was worth all the investments of those things. Even when I didn't have a lot of money to go on those trips, I knew I had to make the investment to invest in relationships. Why? Because I knew in order, if I wanted to stick this out, it had to not just be about me and just me. Like I had to make friendships in this. So I knew that's what I had to do, is sacrifice and just get it done, right? All right, my friends, I'm gonna hit end record.